Round 10 of Super Rugby for footytips.com.au. Greg Growden alongside Sam Bruce. Greg, we kick it off this week with the Crusaders and Chiefs in Christchurch.
Good game, Sam. I think could be the game of the round. I know everyone in New Zealand's talking up the Hurricanes, but I haven't given up on the Crusaders. I might be one of the few. I've just got a feeling they'll start getting their momentum going. Daniel Carter's back, and I know the Chiefs are good, and I've rated them as the team I think may win the Super Rugby competition, but I think this is a game where I'm going to go home team.
Colin Slater's joined the New Zealand Exodus. Could that affect them?
Probably not. You know, they've got so many players, Crusaders. They come from everywhere. So I know it's caused a lot of ructions in the media over there this week because New Zealand are upset like Australia that all their talent's going away. But no, they know how to reshuffle the chairs there, and so there'll be no problems.
Saturday afternoons, the Hurricanes and Waratahs across in Wellington. Hurricanes coming off the bye. The Waratahs had that the week before and struggled.
And they denied it had no effect on them. So let's hope for the Waratahs that the Hurricanes have the same effect with the bye. But I think the problem with the Waratahs is, again, they're playing one-out football. The big names are not performing. And it'll be interesting to see how they play in the afternoon in Wellington. It'll be terrific. You know, it might be sunny, but it still might be minus 6 degrees. So I'm going to go Hurricanes. I think they're really showing what it takes to be a strong team and a formidable team and a title-holding team in this competition. Whereas the Waratahs, they don't seem to know what's going on. I heard that Potgieter might be a chance of missing out, and that will affect them as well.
Do the Hurricanes need to have a loss?
It would help. It always, you know, everyone says, oh, you get on a roll, but sometimes coaches in the middle of the season, if a team's going really well, they don't mind a loss because it gives them an excuse to start getting the whip out and start bashing them again, which they need to motivate them again. So if the Hurricanes lose on Saturday, it's not the end of the world. But if the Waratahs lose on Saturday, it's going to make them even more jittery about whether they should have that defending, if they're playing like defending champions.
Highlanders and Blues following that match down in Dunedin. One of the Highlanders' last few remaining home games, and if they continue their move up the ladder, they really need to win this one as well.
They are, I think, the most enjoyable team to watch in the tournament. They played great footy and having a go at everywhere. So you've got to push them, and you're right. They really need to win this one because now they're going to go on the road, and if they can, they need points up their sleeve because on the road can make it difficult. So yes, and it's a perfect game when your last game playing at home is the Blues. Like, I know the Blues won last week, but that's it. That's it, mate, for the season. Back to reality. Highlanders by plenty.
Aussie local derby there on Saturday night between the Brumbies and Rebels at GIO Stadium in Canberra. A couple of big injuries for the Brumbies. Matt Tamura and Scott Seo out of action. Could that potentially shift things in the Rebels' favour?
Yes, I think it will, and this is the real test of the Brumbies because, you know, they made the point early on that it's a 35-man squad. It really depends on how your backup goes, and this will really test the Brumbies. Matt Tamura is an enormous loss, as is Scott Seo. Scott Seo has had an outstanding season, and I think if he, I know he's going to be out for quite a while, but if a test team was picked now, he'd be the loose head prop for Australia, and so yes, there is a chance, but I've just got a feeling that the Brumbies have got enough confidence among themselves to be able to rally. You'll probably see Lilifano at 10, and Coleman I think will get more of an impact. They'll probably use him more as an attacking player, and I think that'll help. It's going to be tough, but I'm going to go the Brumbies just.
Force and Stormers over there in Perth following that match. The Force pretty ordinary against the Cheetahs, while the Stormers, they'll be looking at this one to finish their Australasian tour on a high, would be 2 from 4.
Well, you could see at the end of that last Force game how demoralised they are. I think, you know, 7 days later, I think it's going to be exactly the same. The Stormers are a good team, and the Force are just one-dimensional. I know Matt Hodgson could be back this week. That's not going to be enough. And so, yeah, I think the Perth drama is going to continue.
Sharks and Bulls over there in Durban. The Sharks, they're just going horribly, while the Bulls, they're still... we're waiting to see exactly how good they can be this year.
Well, there seems to be major dramas there. We thought that with Jake White going, it may help them, but it obviously hasn't. There seems to be major drama. It looks as if the senior players have got too much of a say there. I haven't given up on them. I'm probably the one of the few, and I just think this is a simple fact of hometown. I know they haven't been playing well at home, and they've had a great run of games there, and they haven't utilised it. But I just got a feeling that you've got the Bulls are an okay team, but not great. So I'm just going Sharks in a game that I will not be getting up to watch.
I'm ready to put the line through the Sharks there. It's the Bulls for me in that one. The Cheetahs and Queensland Reds round out round 10 in Bloemfontein. The Reds, a little bit better against the Bulls last week, where we're still beaten handsomely, while the Cheetahs there back in South Africa. Will that travel affect them?
It will. The problem is also, I think the Reds, I got up and watched that Reds game, and it was very entertaining. I really admired their spirit. Will Guinea really put in, but I think a week later, I think they're going to be a demoralised state again. Cheetahs are not terrific, but in Bloemfontein, spooky town, I think that would just alienate the Reds even further. I've just got a feeling Cheetahs by quite a bit in this game.
Wrapping up Greg's tips for round 10, it is the Crusaders, the Hurricanes, the Highlanders, the Brumbies, the Stormers, the Sharks and the Cheetahs. If we take a look at the overall ladder, Tron and Francis Fafita have moved clear on 46. Fafita, is that Andrew's brother?
Well, I certainly hope so, because it's great to have these talented people and the family getting involved. But it's good we've got a couple of new guys up the top.
Absolutely. 43 tippers are within 3 points of that overall lead. And if we look at the ESPN Scrum Superstars ladder, it's still Paul Marclue at the top there. He's 6 clear. Brett McKay has moved up to 3rd after doubling up with the Joker last week, although he only got the 2 wins, so pretty rubbish from Brett there.
Well, stupid doing the Joker last week, and I think he'd be stupid doing the Joker this week. It's tough at the moment to tip. You know, I was lucky to get 1 last week. I got 1 tip, I mean.
I got 4 last week. I was pretty happy with that.
Well done, well done.
But another tough round coming up here.